Alright gang, welcome back to our playthrough on Zielonka. You join me, it's November. I've got the workers going once again on harvesting our carrot field over there. Now I believe we're going to have to get a different trailer for that. Those new harvesters that we got, well, we've used them before, but new for the series because we had to get rid of the other one. Their extension to drop the carrots into our trailer is not quite large enough, so I think it's going to become a bigger issue. So I think we're going to buy a smaller, and well, maybe not necessarily size-wise, but at least a shorter trailer, so we can actually unload the crop in there. I believe one of them, one's almost full, and I believe the other one was just full before I started this recording. So, something we're gonna have to take care of here pretty soon, and we're gonna go ahead and put some potatoes back in down here in this field that has been sitting here ready for us to drill something into it. So we're gonna do that. Again, we've got to continue to do the harvesting over there of the carrots. We've got this field over here to our, well, I guess to the left if I'm looking this way, or out there on the horizon, that has a ton of weeds in it. That's how it was when we bought the land here. But nevertheless, it is a field that has, I think it's beets ready to harvest in it. So that's some more crop for us to put into our production there. So we got to do all that. And when we're done with that small carrot field over there, and then the potato field from the last episode, we've got to cultivate those fields up so they're ready to have something else put into them. Now, that field up there that we had potatoes in before that we harvested in the last episode, that likely will be some kind of cereal crop because we're putting potatoes in down here. This field down here is bigger. So that one won't be potatoes probably this time, but we still do need to cultivate it nevertheless. I think we have a direct drill, but because it was potatoes, I think it's probably safer for us just to go ahead and cultivate it. And our cultivator is relatively large size, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. So since they're pretty much full, or they are very near full, one or the other, looks like the other one stopped, but one of them is definitely full. Let's go ahead and put this on a worker for right now, just for a brief period, and then we're going to take back over for the worker here soon enough. Let's jump into the JCB here, and we need to head up to the shop and find a trailer. So let me get a trailer. Ooh, don't run into the don't run into the actual barn there, Z. Let me get a trailer. I'll be right back with you, which will hopefully be helpful in our quest for the root crops. All right, we're back. I spent about $26,500, something like that, somewhere in the mid-20s on this trailer here, but it should work out really well for us, as you can see. Well, it's not the biggest trailer, as I would like, right? It's going to be, every time we fill these up, we're going to have to run it back there, but that's not that big of a deal. The JCP has a very fast speed to it, so it really doesn't take us that long to carry this back and forth, right? So, I guess that's the only bonus. Now, I believe this worker has just fully stopped. They have, so they got a little confused here, so let's see if we can get this fixed. And it's not going to take them long before they are full, so we won't go anywhere with the trailer just yet. We'll wait until we can unload this one, and then we'll get it unloaded and take it over to our production. Oh, I'm just going to run right into the trailer. Good job, Z. Bit of a mess here, hasn't it? All right, let him go. I'm going to get this all lined up here so we can unload it. He's no longer blocked by an object. Quit lying. Perfect. So when this is done unloading, we're going to go take this to production, and then we will again take over for the worker doing the potatoes. Now, hopefully the worker hasn't gotten too far. I suspect he's probably done a few passes, though, by the time we're done with all this. And we'll get the rest of the potatoes drilled in there. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. I'm doing as well as I can be, as I mentioned for the last number of episodes, as well as I can be. Doing the best I can here to try to load up as many videos as I can ahead of time. I've been a little bit behind on that anyway. As I've mentioned a number of times, I like to have about 5-ish done in advance, just in case something does happen. It gives me a little bit of flexibility. But I'm going to attempt to try to go even further than that at this point, given the understanding of what what unfortunately is going to come soon enough, because I'm sure I won't want to do any videos for a while when that happens. So if I can just have them already done and prepped and out there, I think it's better off for us in the position we're in right now. So, all right. So we'll just leave that right there for now. I don't necessarily need to be in there anymore, I don't think. And let's take over for the worker here. So yeah, I mean, the worker got a decent amount of the way through, but not too far. I do like the way, even though I've mentioned it before, and this is the first time we've really ever done potatoes on the channel. I've mentioned before how much I hate doing potatoes, but it was time, right? It was time to do the potatoes, and I wanted to do it with the ability to have the big, massive harvester, because it just helps so much. If you don't have that big harvester, it's a mess. But I do like the way that the potatoes look when they're drilled in the ground. It has a very unique, I don't even know what you would call it, graphic on the ground, I guess, in comparison to everything else that you drill. It's very much more exposed than what the other ones are, right? It has a little bit more of a difference to it than what the other ones provide. So. But yeah, so we're going strong here, gang. So let's get the rest of this field done. We'll probably do a little bit of, putting this on a worker again whenever the root crops harvesters are full, and have to go over there and I think I missed something back there. I did. Hold on a second. I don't want to, even though it's a small amount, I don't want to miss anything. So let's head back here and get this really quick. But we'll probably have to, put this on a worker again briefly for a period of time. Because the root crops will be full here again pretty soon, I think, and we're going to have to run the trailer back over there and get them unloaded, right? So there'll be a bit of back and forth for a little bit, but we'll get it done. And, yeah, I'll see you guys after. All right, pretty much done here with the potatoes. Got a good chunk of the root crops also done, as you can see, but there's still a lot to go. We're going to be doing root crops for quite a while here, but that's okay. Like I said, if we need to, we can fit or buy another harvester and tractor. Right? We do have the money. That's the nice thing, is we didn't use all of our money from the last campaign map to this one, so a little bit more flexibility than what we might otherwise have. So potatoes are done. They will need a hold on, it's a quick save. They will need a first application of fertilizer, though, right? So, actually, nope, they won't. They won't need it. It's already there. Okay, never mind. Huh. Okay, wasn't really expecting that, actually, but okay, they're there. It's been a bit since I've done potatoes anyway, so let's go put this thing away. And we'll have to jump onto the cultivator. Now, realistically, we might actually want to go ahead and just buy another harvester for the root crops and actually get it started on the other field that we've yet to even begin on, right? We might want to just go ahead and do that now. That's all right. We'll wait. We'll wait at least one more episode. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how much more of those root crops we get done in this episode, and we'll make our decision then, I guess. Wasn't the best backup job I've ever done, but hey, we'll gloss over that, right? Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. And they've got a full grain, so we're going to be dealing with that here in a second, too. At least let's get over here to the other field, and we can at least get a worker going on this while we do the unloading like normal over there on the other root crop fields, right? Might as well at least get started on this one. Seems like a waste of our time if we don't get started on it. The nice thing about this cultivator, as you can see, it's a very large cultivator. So it should make quick work of this field. And we're underway. And as you expected, yep, we're going through this pretty quickly. 9 miles per hour on this kind of field with this width. I mean, this is going to take us basically no time whatsoever. I'll put it on a worker for now. We'll jump into the JCB, get these unloaded. Drop all the carrots off, and then we'll take over for the worker on the cultivation, and we'll finish that cultivation up. The way I'm looking at it here and how much is still left, yeah, we're definitely going to buy at least one more harvester. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go and do it now before I just, get too wishy-washy on it. Let's just buy another one now. It's expensive, $100,000 for this, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Let's see, is there anything in the used market? Not really. No, nothing really for us, unfortunately. I was hoping maybe there'd be a tractor in there. That would have been, pretty useful, but there's not. So let's buy another tractor to go along with it. I don't know which one I want. I mean, these are expensive. I don't really necessarily need this much. I mean, I think the vegetables they're 100 horsepower, so I really don't need that big of a tractor. Maybe this is the time where I get a smaller tractor. We did buy, I think, the Zetor before. I think that's the one we bought. I could be wrong. Let me verify that before I say that. Yeah, we bought the Zetor, the medium Zetor. But what if we buy just a smaller one that has enough horsepower, right? Maybe we just do that. I like that one. I'm not going to use that one right now, though. I might use that for another series, potentially. Let's use this one. The Stayer. I'm probably saying that name completely wrong, but you get the point. Wide tires, absolutely. And 89.5. That should be plenty. and it should be able to do a lot more than you might think. It's not going to be able to do everything by any means, but it's probably going to be used like the Z-Tor almost exclusively to doing root crop stuff, so... So the worker might end up being done with the cultivation before we even begin, honestly. At this point, I would be surprised if they're not. Let me get this back, let me dump this off, and we'll see where the worker's at as far as the cultivation goes. And hopefully we can take over for a brief period. And then we'll go up and get the other root crop harvester and our new Z-Tor. No, not Z-Tor. Stayer? Stayer, that's what it's called, Stayer. Alright, we're dumping the carrots in there now. It actually, they're not that far along. They're just on their second pass, but really this is only 4 passes and it's done. So we should have enough time to grab the stayer and bring it down here and begin harvesting the beets, right? I'm going to put this on the beet field, and it's going to take an eternity, but we're going to put it on there anyway and get it going. And then eventually, when the carrots are done, we can move both the harvesters for the carrots over to the beets, right? It's going to take a while, but... might as well go ahead and get started, and that way we can put some more stuff into our soup factory and make some more soup. Because there's plenty of carrots in there now. If we look at it right now, just to give you kind of a ballpark idea of what I'm saying here. There are 42,000 carrots in there. It's a lot. It still can hold a lot more. Like, we're not even close, but it's still a lot. So, but if we can put some beets in there, and I think we're in better shape here. So we'll get this down here. We'll get this started on the other field, and then we'll take over for the cultivation here. We'll get the cultivation done, and we'll see where we're at as far as time goes for the episode, and make a decision on where we go next. All right, and we are underway here. I got the worker going here. I don't know if they're going to get everything that's kind of, you know, bleeding over here into this grass or not, but we'll hope and see how far they get. But that's all good. Workers just now beginning this, so we'll let them go, because we should be able to get this back and prepped for the unload, because we'll need it to be prepped for the unload here, and still have time to take over the worker from the cultivation, with around probably one more pass on the last pass of the cultivation there. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Awesome. Really, really like this cultivator. It's massive, and it saves us so much damn time, man. Look at how fast we're getting through this. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy how good this thing is. It's nice to actually be, you know, getting into a little bit of, you know, some of the bigger equipment. I've mentioned it, and I'm going to mention it again. We really, on the channel at least, have used very little big equipment. It's mostly been the smaller type of equipment, because the challenges we're doing all are challenges where you start with, you know, not a whole lot, if anything at all. Or there's a, you know, restriction, like the 200 horsepower. You know, there's a restriction to what you could use, so... it's nice to actually start being able to utilize some of this bigger equipment that just makes your life so much easier in this game, right? You can just get so much more accomplished in a shorter period of time. It's definitely nice, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Bit of a relief, maybe. Maybe that's the word I'm really looking for. But I think you get what I'm on about here, right? Now, it looks like I'm mistaken here. We're going to need at least another pass here. There won't be much, but it's going to need another pass. Yep, definitely another pass. So, this will be a bit of a brief time-lapse, probably, but let's put another little time-lapse in, even though I'm kind of against multiple time-lapses per episode. A lot of episodes lately on all the different series that I'm running, they've all had multiple ones, but... sometimes there's nothing else for it, right? You just got to put something in. I don't have a whole lot else to talk to you about, so let's put another one in here. It'll be very short, though. I mean, a very, very short time lapse, and we'll be done after that and see where we are with everything else. If we want to drill this field in this episode or not, probably will. right, well, this is a little bit longer than I said it was going to be, but it still was a pretty short one. I think time-lapse-wise, that was only like 2.5, 3 minutes. Not even that, probably. Somewhere around in that range, though. So it wasn't too bad. Now everything's full again, so we need to unload these guys all again. And we went ahead and decided to put the worker on over there on the field that we cultivated. We're putting soybeans in there. Just seems like a natural progression there, as it is November. They should be ready around the time period when they're best to sell. So now that doesn't necessarily mean we will sell them. We might put them all into productions. Who knows? But we'll see, I guess is what I'm getting at. We'll see. Still a long, long way to go here with the root crops. It seems like it's never ending here, so it's going to take us a long, long time to really get these done. This is going to be an all-series event here, it seems like, since we're doing a little bit of a shorter series than we initially anticipated. Now, the nice thing is I do believe that the Frugal Millionaire Challenge will be ending in the near future. It won't be probably in August, but September, I would say early September, I could definitely see it ending. I think we're still going to probably do, episodes for the rest of August, I would think. So next week, all of next week, I would fully expect there to still be at least episodes for the Frugal Millionaire Challenge. But, I guess I could be wrong, but I don't know where I'm going. Where the hell am I going? I guess I could be wrong, but I do believe we at least have another, well, tomorrow there'll be one that comes out, so at least another 2, right? At least. But, I guess I've been wrong about things before, but just the way that it is and where we're currently at and how much money we have, yeah, I mean, I think in the fact that I said I wanted to at least harvest once or twice, I'm thinking it's going to be 2 more episodes, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that series. We are very close to 1 million. We had nearly 500,000. Well, I think it was actually at 500,000 at the last episode, but then we ended up buying the plot of land that has tons of trees towards the end of it. So, spoiler, if you haven't watched it yet, I apologize, but we did buy that other land that has tons of trees. So once we do wood chips on those trees, I mean, realistically, we don't even have to get rid of all the trees there. We'll be at $1 million. So, but again, I mentioned before, and I'll mention it once more here, I do want to at least harvest once or twice before we end that series. We may not harvest all of the fields, but at least some of them I think would be helpful, right? And this guy is really having issues with this field here, isn't he? He really is having issues. It's taken us an eternity just to get him set up the proper way here to keep going. Now, it's probably not the best field to make root crops either, because it's kind of an awkward shape, and you can see they're leaving a bunch of stuff back here, so probably not the best, but we're getting through it one way or another, right? Yeah, he's almost full. It's kind of what I was expecting. What is he doing? Where are you going? Oh, okay, he's still just backing up. That was just his turnaround. Okay. All right, well, we're good there then. But this guy should be full. By the time I get down here at the trailer, he should be full. Now, we did put beets in here. I did not turn them on yet. Let's go ahead and turn those on. All right, so we got the beets going now. We've got carrots going. Things are going well, but these 2 fields here are going to be... We're going to be harvesting them for at least another 3 episodes, I would suspect, because of this one being so large. I mean, I don't see any way that we don't, but... I guess I'm wrong. I guess I could be wrong, but... yeah. So we'll unload the rest of this. We'll let the worker continue doing his thing there, but other than that, gang, the only thing left to do today in this episode is when we're done drilling that field up there, we need to go put an application of fertilizer down, at least unless I'm wrong again like I was with the potatoes. I don't see any way that I'm not, but yeah, I need some fertilizer down there. So yeah, so let's get the sprayer out. We'll put some fertilizer in that sucker, and we'll just kind of follow behind the worker there drilling. We probably will have to wait a little bit, or we'll take over the drilling, I guess I should say, because I don't suspect it's going to take anywhere near as long to do the spraying, because we've got such a wide width on that sprayer that we got. So let's get this over here and prepped and ready to go. Gonna be a lot of trips back and forth, unfortunately, with this. I'd love to. I don't think it has the ability to. It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. I'd love to hook up a couple of these trailers together. That'd be really helpful, but yeah, that's not. Unfortunately, it's just not a feasible option for us. And let's see. Yeah, so the worker is not quite there yet, but another pass or two. By the time we probably... This worker, I'm telling you, this worker cannot figure it out. They cannot figure it out. Worker's kind of annoying me, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm going to send him over on the beet field, because the beet field is much larger now. Now that we've got this, well, I wouldn't say it's a reasonable level. It's not even close to a reasonable level, but maybe you get what I'm trying to say. At least now that we have this at a smaller amount, we probably can have one worker run it for a little while, but I think the worker will have an issue when he gets down here too, the other worker. I don't see any reason, or any way that they wouldn't. If this one's having the same issue, why wouldn't the other one? Right? Let's just go unload this, and we'll set this off on the beet field, and then we'll, like I said, go get the sprayer, and we will spray out our soybean field with fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. All right, we got this thing ready to go. $5,544 to fill it up with some liquid fertilizer. The Agrio Dino. First time ever using this one. I'm really excited about it. I love these sprayers. I really do. The big, massive sprayers. I just love the way they look. So I'm excited. Excited to get to use this. I think the worker's going to be near done here by the time we are ready to actually start spraying this. But I mean, look at the width on this thing. Look at this thing. It's ginormous. It's not going to take us any time at all to get this done. 16 miles per hour, too. Giddy up. Am I right? Alright, I'm going to turn it off for just a second here. I'm going to let the worker get past us. Probably going to have to spray over it again a little bit, but that's okay. We have to come back the other way anyway, so not a big deal in my eyes. Yeah, this is just like in the Pioneer Challenge. This is a huge time savings. Huge. Truly massive. This, if you know, the way we've been doing it on all the other series so far on the channel, I mean, when we do the spraying or the fertilizer spreading for the most part, with the exception of that one yellow one that's really unrealistic, it takes a long time. It takes a long time. We can do a whole episode of just, you know, fertilizer or spreading or spraying, so these things are a welcome addition at this point on the channel. Now, I don't know, I'm going to check it, but I don't know for sure if this sprayer has the ability to shorten or shrink the width that it's spraying out of. And what I mean by that is the sprayer itself, does it have the ability to only spray from certain sections, or is it you have to spray the whole thing? Is it a one and done thing? Now, the problem I think we have here, given where I put it at, I probably should have did it a little bit differently. We're going to run into some stuff here, I think, so I don't know if it's even going to work, but... So when we get over to here, though... Uh-oh, the worker's still going. Hold on a second, we need to stop that worker. Worker does not need to be going anymore. Oh, maybe he does. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. There's a little tiny patch... Okay, that was a mistake on my part. I thought it was fully drilled. There's a little tiny section. When I'm up this far, I can't really see it. But that's how far I have to go back to just to even see the wingspan here of this sprayer. So, that was a mistake on my part. Let me get the rest of these carrots out real quick then. Don't think we're gonna have to plant any root crops for a while. I think the preserved canned factory, or preserved food factory, whatever you want to call it, is going to be able to have enough in there for a while that we won't have to do any. Probably at least for a few episodes. Alright, beets here. We're going to unload the beets. I don't know how the other one's doing. He's not quite there yet, so we'll unload this and keep on letting them go on, and then we'll jump over to the other field again, and we'll get that rest of that field sprayed. We got to move that tractor out of the way with the drill on it, or we will be unable to really spray the whole thing, because that tractor is going to be in the way. So for now, just temporarily, I'm going to move it here, and I'll put it away here in a little bit, but I'm going to move it there just because we already have the stuff out here, so we might as well just go ahead and, you know, move it there for right now. Alright, before the worker rudely interrupted me here, let's try this again. And let's see if we can shrink this at all or not. It can. Great. Perfect. Saving a lot of money this way. A lot of money. But yeah, we're pretty much done here, gang, so we'll leave the episode there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out a ton. Any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, let me know down below. Happy to get back to you on those. Check my other channel out if you want to as well, if you're interested in things besides Farming Simulator. And, yeah, until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you all in the next episode.